Dear Taurus, in the faintest whispers of tonight, a trembling truth is finding its way to you. A truth that they, the ones who once shook your foundations, are begging you never to touch. Because when the truth is revealed, every mask will fall, and there will be nothing left for them to hide behind. I know, if you are sitting here listening now, it is not by chance. Your soul has been searching for this for a very long time, as if your heart has been waiting for a sign, a confirmation that everything you have endured carries meaning. And tonight, the universe has placed us together. Allow me to speak to you not only with words, but with an invisible thread that binds our hearts, for I believe that if you are Taurus, you have walked through shadows few can ever understand. You have seen another smile resting upon your pain. You have felt a hand that once soothed, only to discover behind it lay a cold blade. I say this not to reopen wounds, but so you may know that the universe has seen it all, and even in moments you believed you were alone, the light has never abandoned you. The miracle is that the darkest hours are often when a new strength is being forged in your soul. Just as metal glows only after passing through fire, you too are becoming a more radiant version of yourself. You are no longer the victim, you are the witness of divine justice. And the truth about to be revealed will testify to this. Taurus, I invite you to take a deep breath, feel the air, fill your chest, and let your shoulders release. Because on this journey, you are not only hearing me speak, you are being guided. You will notice the pauses and know they are not empty. They are moments for you to connect with the voice within, and in those quiet seconds, your soul will nod because it knows that all that is unfolding is meant for you. I believe no one who finds this video comes here by accident. You may think you stumbled upon it, but in truth, it was your soul that led you to this place. Because you were meant to hear these words now, not tomorrow, not at any other time. And I promise you, what waits beyond this moment is greater than anything you have ever imagined. Before we go deeper, I ask you to do one small yet sacred thing. Make a covenant with the light, not as a routine act, but as a covenant with the light, as a declaration that you have chosen a new path where truth and love will guide you. When you do that, you are telling the universe, I am ready. I choose light over darkness. And believe this, such a small act will open doors larger than you can see. Taurus, this is only the beginning. What you are about to hear next will make you look back at everything that has ever happened and realize that not a single tear of yours has ever been in vain. And those who once brought you to your knees are now trembling before the very karma they themselves have sown. Do you wish to know what is happening to them right now, Taurus? Perhaps tonight? As you close your eyes, you will feel your heart beating differently. A rhythm not born of fear, but because your soul knows something is opening. A truth is drawing near. They tremble, they fear, they plead that you never discover it. For the moment your light touches their darkness, every mask will fall, and everything they once concealed will have nowhere left to hide. I believe no one passes through this video by coincidence. There is no accident here. Only your soul, through its silent nights, has been knocking on the doors of the universe, pleading for an answer. And today, the universe whispers, the time has come. I am not here to tell you stories far from your life. I am here to sit beside you, to face the truth you once feared, once avoided, but the very truth that will set you free. Taurus, take a deep breath. Feel your chest expand. Let the words I am about to speak enter your heart, not as a vague prediction, but as a mirror reflecting your own journey. You know that feeling well. Being betrayed by the very ones you once trusted, not distant enemies, but familiar faces. Eyes that once smiled at you, hands that once patted your shoulder in comfort. Yet behind those smiles were sharp, hidden blades, and the deepest pain was not from the strike itself, but from the truth that you had truly loved, truly trusted them. I have seen many Taurus souls sitting in the dark, hands trembling, not from fear, but from not understanding why the love they gave was trampled upon. You once thought the fault was yours, that you had been too trusting, too patient, too invested in what you had, but that is not the truth. Your pain does not come from weakness, but from authenticity. In a world full of deceit, your soul chose to build with all it had, and it is that very steadfastness that made you most vulnerable. Remember the times you cried alone in a silent room where no one knew? The times you swallowed venomous words, pretending not to hear, not to feel. You kept quiet, not because you did not know how to fight back, but because your heart knew retaliation never brings peace. Yet that silence made you feel lonelier than ever. Taurus, I want you to pause for a moment and ask yourself, how many times have you looked into the mirror and no longer recognized who you were? How many times have you asked yourself, why must I endure all of this? Why am I abandoned when I never harmed anyone? Those were the moments the universe listened to your silent cry. And I want you to understand this. Not a single tear you shed fell in vain. Not a single crack upon your heart was meaningless. All of it is writing a larger story. I have seen those who hurt Taurus. They reveled in temporary victory. They laughed at your pain. But then, time passed, and their masks began to fall. Do you know, in their own darkness, they whispered prayers that you would never discover the truth. They fear your eyes seeing them collapse. They fear your silence, for that silence weighs heavier than any curse. And this is what I believe. The justice of the universe does not need your hand. It is quiet. It is slow, but it is always precise. Those who sow instability will never escape the truth. I have seen them. Those who once rejoiced at your tears, now forced to weep in silence. The families they built on lies now fracture. The assets they once boasted of are now gnawed by losses. The dreams they once flaunted have turned into relentless nightmares. And what terrifies them the most is this: you are living, rising, blooming more radiantly than ever before. Taurus, hold this truth close. You are not a victim, you are a witness of justice. What you lost was never truly lost. It is waiting to return to you in another form, brighter, purer, more sacred. Let me tell you this. I once saw a Taurus abandoned by her loved ones, betrayed by friends, left by the one she loved. She cried through countless nights, whispering, "God, why?" But then one day, she stood up. Not because she suddenly became strong, but because she'd understood if she did not rise, her soul would remain buried forever. And as she dared to continue, doors began to open. Those who turned their backs disappeared from her path. New opportunities, new people, new love began to appear. She realized that betrayal was a gift because it cleared away unworthy souls, making space for what was truly sacred and lasting. Taurus, the same is true for you. You have fallen, but that was not the end. It was the beginning of another journey, a journey of rebirth. And in this journey, you will come to see the truth. No one can take away your steadfast light. Let past pain become the foundation of tomorrow's strength. Remember, within every wound, a flame is being lit, Within every tear, a stream of healing flows. And within every betrayal, a lesson carries you closer to your true destiny. Taurus, this is not where the story ends. For while those who harmed you tremble in the dark, for you, the light is opening a new path. And at the end of that path, rewards far greater than anything you have lost awaiting. But that is a story I will tell you in the next part. Taurus, there is a truth they never want you to know. Those who laughed when you fell, those hands that pretended to comfort while secretly rejoicing in your pain. Today, they tremble, they fear. They do not fear the darkness outside, they fear the light within you. Because that light has begun to strip away all of their masks. Look closely. Those who once wrapped themselves in perfect disguises, those who once boasted of victories built on schemes, are now stumbling within their own homes. Some people fall into endless arguments, families shatter, friends turn their backs. Some carry within their bodies sudden illnesses no doctor can explain. There are those who once looked down on you with arrogance, now standing weary and defeated in the hospital line, their faces drained, their eyes avoiding the truth. And the most bitter truth of all is that they fear you might know. They hide it with all their strength, because deep in their souls, they understand this is no accident. This is the wheel of karma, the precise reflection of what they once sowed. They tremble because the truth is more piercing than any accusation. They do not need anyone to condemn them, for life itself has become the courtroom. Taurus, I have witnessed many souls like yours, gentle beings who never harmed anyone, yet became victims of envy. At first, they always ask, why does God allow me to suffer? Why does justice not appear now? But then time responds in its own way. Divine justice is never in a hurry, yet it is always exact. And today, you are the witness. They once believed that lies could blind everyone, that rumors and schemes could drown you. But they did not know that energy never disappears. It only returns to its sender. Every tear you shed has become a heavy raindrop falling upon their very roof. Every pain you carried in silence has turned into an echo that shatters the walls they built. Do you hear it? In the quiet of the night, their desperate prayers rise, not out of love, but out of fear. They do not beg for light. They only beg that you never see how the darkness is devouring them. Because if you knew, you would realize their victories of yesterday were only illusions, and now truth is corroding their souls day by day. Taurus, perhaps a part of your heart, once longed for an apology, once hoped for a confession. But the truth is, they will never be brave enough. Instead, they will hide, pretend peace, cover the cracks. Yet the universe does not need their confession to affirm justice. The universe has written the verdict in the very reality they live now. And this is the lesson you must remember. You do not need revenge, for everything has already been arranged. Divine justice does not require your hand, nor your rage. It works silently in the unseen, and the result is unavoidable. What they sow, they will receive sooner or later. Let me share this from my own experience. I once watched a dear friend betrayed. She lost everything: her honor, her love, her wealth. In her despair, she wanted revenge, wanted to prove her innocence. But she chose silence. She chose to trust the wheel of divine justice. 3 years later, those who destroyed her, who rejoiced at her downfall, each met their own losses. One was consumed by illness, another divorced in bitterness, Another fell into ruin. And she rose again, stronger, more radiant, not because she took revenge, but because justice found its way back. Taurus, the same is true for you. You do not need to carry hatred. You do not need to burden your mind with the past. Look around. Those who once made you cry now weep in the shadows. Those who thought they could destroy you are now destroying themselves. And you are being given the most precious gift of all: freedom. Freedom from the weight of hatred. Freedom from the need to prove. Freedom to step into a new chapter without looking back. Because Taurus, justice is not about seeing them fall. Justice is about you rising. Justice is about you continuing your path while they remain trapped in the webs of their own making. And this is the truth they fear the most. You have escaped. You have risen. You no longer belong to that spiral. Let this truth become your light. They chose their road, and the universe returned their due. And you are being lifted, handed the chance to begin again. No longer a victim, but a living testament to the strength of resilience and faith. Taurus, the question I want you to hold in your heart now is, what will you do with this freedom? Will you keep gazing at the past? Or will you turn toward the dawn opening before you? Because the next chapter of this journey is not just about justice, it is about the rebirth of your soul. And that is where the story truly begins. Taurus, when the darkness has quieted, when the tears have dried upon your face, something miraculous begins to unfold. Have you noticed? In the very moment you believed you had lost everything, a strange power began to rise from deep within. It is like a seed buried beneath the soil, seeming dead, yet through the night and the cold rain, it breaks open, sprouts, and reaches for the sun. You once thought those betrayals had killed you. You once believed your heart could never mend. But the truth is, within that very breaking, a new you was being formed. No longer the fragile Taurus, always reaching out for love. No longer the innocent Taurus, trusting empty promises, but a Taurus whose eyes see through darkness, whose intuition is sharper than any blade, whose soul burns like a torch in the night. Do you remember the first time you stood up after the pain? Perhaps it was a morning when sunlight slipped gently through your curtains, and you realized you still had breath. You sat up, eyes swollen from crying, yet your heart whispered softly, "I am still here." That was rebirth. Not loud, not boastful, but stronger than any roar. Taurus, understand this. Rebirth is not forgetting. Rebirth does not mean denying the pain. On the contrary, rebirth is the courage to look straight at the wound, to touch it, and then transform it into strength. You do not need to erase the memory to move forward. You only need to learn how to tell it as a story that has passed, no longer holding power over you. I remember once witnessing a Taurus, after many years of being betrayed by her business partner, finally deciding to let go. She no longer wished for revenge, nor to reclaim what had been lost. She simply walked away in silence. That day, when I looked into her eyes, I no longer saw bitterness, but a new light. The light of a soul that had realized, I need no one to prove my worth. I am the proof. And after that, she rebuilt her life. Not quickly, not easily, but steadily. And then true love came. Love that did not make empty promises, did not take from her, but walked beside her. Taurus, this is also the path you are walking. You are being reborn. Whether you realize it or not, feel it. Your steadfastness is no longer a burden, but a foundation. Your intuition no longer frightens you, but becomes a compass guiding your way. The heart once torn apart now beats more slowly, yet more strongly, because it knows how to discern what is real and what is false. You may find yourself changed. You no longer feel drawn to shallow conversations. You no longer wish to chase the approval of others. Instead, you yearn for peace, for truth, and for soul connections that endure. This is the sign that you have stepped into a new phase. Your soul is maturing. Taurus, imagine this. You are a phoenix, just rising from the ashes. Your feathers are still heavy with smoke, your wings still weary, but within you, the fire has already remade you. Every step you take now affirms that you are no longer a victim of the past. You are living proof that no pain can destroy an honest and radiant soul. And here lies the lesson the universe sends you. Everything you once lost was only a shell that needed to be shed. False love left so that true love could enter. Toxic friends turned away so that you could find your soul family. Opportunities closed so that the door of destiny could open. You have not lost. You have been renewed. Taurus, ask yourself, if I have been reborn, what do I want to use this new life for? This is the most important question, because rebirth is not only a gift, but a responsibility. The responsibility to live true to the light you have found. The responsibility not to return to the old path. The responsibility to become the strongest, brightest version of yourself. I want you to remember this. Every time you choose patience over haste, you are reborn. Every time you choose to move forward instead of standing still, you are reborn. Every time you choose love over fear, you are reborn. And each of these choices, like bricks, is building the road that leads you to the greater destiny the universe has prepared for you. Taurus, this rebirth is not just a new beginning for you. It is also the universe's affirmation that you were never abandoned. All the pain, all the betrayals, all the tears were only tests to make your soul strong enough for a higher purpose. And now, you are ready. Because when you rise from the ruins, the universe will place a gift in your hands. True love. A love unlike before. Not coming to drain you, not coming to exploit your gentleness, but coming to walk with you, to heal with you, to hold your hand through the storms. Taurus, that will be the reward for your rebirth. But that story, that love, I will tell you in the next chapter. Taurus, after endless nights that seemed to have no dawn, after wounds that seemed never to close, the universe has prepared a gift for you. Not the false love that once came and left, not the cold hands that left scars upon your heart. This gift is different. It is a new love, a soul connection that endures. Imagine a moment you stand where the first light of dawn has just broken, its fragile glow resting on eyes still touched with dew. And then, a hand reaches out. No words are needed, only a gentle touch, and you know your soul has found resonance. This is not love that comes to possess, but love that comes to journey with you. Taurus, I know you once loved with all you had, once gave your heart away without holding anything back. And because of that, you once felt deeply when your trust was betrayed. But this time will be different, because you are no longer the old Taurus. You have been reborn. You have learned to love yourself first. And when you love yourself, the universe will send you a soul that shares your frequency. This person will not drain your energy, but expand it. This person will not make you small, but encourage you to rise higher. This person will not only love you, but also love the light you carry. True love is not loud, not dazzling like fleeting fireworks. It is a warm flame that burns steadily. Through the coldest night, it is the kind of gaze that brings you peace instead of unease. It is the feeling that you no longer need to pretend, no longer need to hide, because they have seen you, all of you, and still choose to stay. Taurus, you deserve a love like this, not because you have endured too much suffering, but because your soul has long carried a rare light, a light that knows how to empathize, how to heal, how to cradle even the wounds of others. And now, the universe will send someone gentle enough to cradle you. I once witnessed a Taurus find such love after years of living in solitude. She was past 60, having endured a marriage of betrayal and many years raising children alone. She had always thought she would live the rest of her life quietly. Yet one day, she met a man, not young, not glamorous, but with eyes of honesty. They began to talk, and after only a few times, she realized he listens to me with his heart. And then, at an age where she thought only memories remained, she discovered a new love. Peaceful, simple, yet filled with strength and support. Taurus, this too can come to you, no matter your age. True love is never too late, for love is not measured in years, but in the depth of the soul. And here lies the lesson you must remember. Love only arrives when you have learned how to stand on your own. It does not come to patch up brokenness, but to build a new space with you. It does not come to prove your worth, but to reflect the value you have always carried. Taurus, trust that your heart will be touched again, and this time it will not be tormented, not taken advantage of, not stained. This time it will be cherished, nurtured, loved in the way it was always meant to be. But remember, love is only a part. A greater soul connection awaits you ahead, because you were not reborn merely to love, but to fulfill your divine purpose. And this love will be the stepping stone leading you into that role. Taurus, can you hear it? Another door is opening, not only the door of the heart, but the door of destiny. And that I will tell you in the next chapter. Taurus, when you have walked through all the layers of pain, when your tears have run dry, and your heart feels as though it has nothing left to lose, that is the very moment another door begins to open. No one can take away what is most sacred within you. The strength of your soul, the sharpness of your intuition, and the light that only those who have walked through darkness can truly understand. I believe your rebirth is not only for you to rise alone. You are called to become a reflection for souls who are lost. Perhaps you once asked yourself, why did everything fall upon me? Why did I have to suffer so much pain? But now you will see that every crack was a passage for light to seep through, transforming you into someone who can heal, not with lofty words, but with presence, with understanding, with a heart that has lived. Taurus, you will begin to notice unusual signs. A dream that whispers the future, an intuition that flickers and then proves true, a glance that tells you someone is hurting before they speak. These are not accidents. They are calling. The universe did not put you through fire only to abandon you. The universe forged your soul in flames so that now you may be the one who carries the torch, guiding yourself and the souls who need you. I have witnessed many Taurus live what seems like ordinary lives. Yet deep within, they carry the power to heal, simply by being present. A gentle word of comfort, a timely touch of the hand, a gaze that truly listens. All these can transform another's entire life. That is true abundance, not merely money or material success, but the ability to create spiritual value, to gift the world with faith and light. And I believe from now on, abundance will no longer feel distant to you. The flow of money once blocked will begin to move again. Doors once shut will quietly open. Work opportunities, meaningful connections, the respect of those worthy, all will come. Not because of luck, but because you have shifted your energy. You are no longer in the spiral of betrayal and hurt. You have risen to the frequency of creation, of gratitude, of unconditional love. And when you dwell in that frequency, abundance finds its way to you. Taurus, remember this. You are not given abundance for yourself alone. You are chosen to be a vessel. When you live in alignment with your spiritual mission, the abundance you receive will naturally flow outward. You will help your family, your friends, your community. You will stand as proof that even after betrayal, even after being cornered, a soul can rise. Transform pain into light. And do you know, that is what terrifies those who once hurt you? They wish to see you broken, but instead, you rise brighter, stronger than ever. They fear you seeing the truth, fear you witnessing the ruin in their lives. But Taurus, you no longer need to concern yourself with that darkness. For when you focus on light, the light expands, and darkness dissolves on its own. See all that you have endured as a sacred course of learning. You have graduated from the harshest school of life. Now you step into a new journey, not merely to live, but to guide, to spread, to heal. And that is the greatest abundance of all. A life complete, filled with meaning, where every step resonates with the protection of your ancestors and the embrace of the universe. Taurus, I invite you to take a deep breath right now. Place your hand on your heart and whisper, I no longer live in pain. I was born to heal, to love, and to let abundance flow into every part of my life. When you do this, you are not only speaking to yourself, you are sending a signal into the universe. And that signal will be answered with gifts you never dared to believe were meant for you. And you know this is only the beginning. There is still a small ritual, a final key waiting for you to open the door to the next chapter of your soul. Taurus, you have walked through darkness, witnessed justice, risen from ashes, rediscovered love, and now you are stepping into the great mission of your soul. But to close one chapter and open the next, you need a seal, a small ritual. Not complicated, not ornate, but enough to bind you with eternal light. I want you to imagine, in the quiet of your room, you place a small, sturdy stone or a small, thriving plant beside a glass of pure water. The stone symbolizes your steadfastness, the plant your enduring growth, and the clear glass of water is the symbol of your soul. Though stained by tears and wounds, it always returns to its original purity. As you sit down, close your eyes, breathe slowly, and whisper these words, I am protected, I am guided. Every door that closes or opens is for the highest good of my soul. Let those words seep into your heart like cool water, soaking into dry earth. Because when you speak them, you are not just speaking to yourself. You are sending a signal into the universe. And the universe, which has always been listening, will respond with protection, with signs, with synchronicities that are never accidents. Taurus, there is one thing I want you to understand. The ritual is not meant to change the outer world, but to transform the energy within you. When you accept that you are protected, when you declare that you are no longer afraid, your soul will stand firmer than ever. And in that moment, abundance, love, and opportunities will come to you naturally. like rivers flowing toward the sea. I believe even a small act, if done with faith, can become a great ritual. And today, I invite you to turn your comment into a ritual. Write down, right now, I claim my steadfast rebirth. This is not an ordinary phrase. It is an affirmation, a seal carved into the universe, a way of telling yourself, I am not going back. I have been reborn, and I choose the lasting light. Taurus, see this as a covenant. When you write it, you are sealing your journey with faith. And it is not only you. Thousands of other Taurus souls, when they see it, will also feel this power. And they too will be reborn with you. This is the power of resonance. When one soul dares to rise, hundreds of souls are moved and follow. And that is why you were chosen, why you were here in this moment. Not by chance, not by coincidence. This is destiny. Taurus, allow yourself to feel this. You are no longer alone. Every tear you once shed is now turning into a stream, leading you back to the ocean. And when the ocean calls your name, you will know your soul has found its true place. Before we close, I want you to place your hand on your heart once more and whisper, I have been reborn. I choose the lasting light, and I am guided by abundance. Write it down as a ritual. Like it as a seal. Share it so this light may reach other souls, and subscribe as a covenant that from now on, you will not miss a single message the universe sends to you. Taurus, you have reached the end of this journey, but this is only the beginning, because in the next video, I will reveal to you the secret the universe has hidden for centuries, the sacred connection between Taurus and the destiny of all humanity. Taurus, today's journey closes, but your soul now carries a new seal. You are no longer the victim of old stories, no longer the one left in the dark. You are the living proof that cosmic justice always works. That light will always triumph in the end. Thank you, Taurus, for being present on this journey with me. Thank you for allowing your heart to listen and letting this light touch your soul. I wish you always enough faith to stand strong, enough love to keep yourself warm, and enough light to guide those around you. May every passing day remind you more deeply that you are never alone, for the universe and those who love you are always by your side.